Hi there, this is Brett from GameByte, and today I'm talking to you about some games that you probably missed that came out last month. Before we start the list, please do make sure to hit that like button and also drop a comment down below letting us know if you've played any of the games or if there's anything that's not on the list that you think should be. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications so you do not miss out on anything that GameByte has to offer. But enough of me blabbering on, let's get started with the list. Imagine Legend of Zelda, but instead of Link just focusing on crawling through dungeons and doing the adventuring and smashing pots and yelling like he does, he also had to work a 9-to-5 job just to, keep the bills in. That's kind of what Moonlighter is. Moonlighter is a shop simulator to a degree. You have to sell products, figure out the right price, and find that sweet point that will help your customers make a purchase without feeling like they're getting ripped off or feeling like you're not selling it for enough. But once all of the selling has been done, that's when you can move out into the evening, and in the evening you can go explore dungeons and find more wares to sell in your shop. Dungeons are interesting to explore, the shop mechanics are actually really intriguing and keep you on your toes, and the whole thing's just a really wonderful package. It's got lovely top-down graphics and it just looks really nice. It feels, like I said, like they made a Zelda game where Link has to have a 9-to-5 job, and that is definitely not a bad thing. You can pick up Moonlighter on PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Omensight is an action-adventure RPG that sees you play as the Harbinger, a warrior that only appears in times of crisis. And now is indeed a time of crisis. The world you're in is already torn apart by war, and you witness its ultimate destruction due to a dark god. But you're granted the power to relive that final day and lead an investigation to find out why all of this happened. And all you know is that it started with a murder. There's numerous characters that will appear that played a part in the apocalypse in some way, and you get the choice to join them or fight against them as you look to change the events that led to the world ending. It's a cool idea that is put together in a way that leads to a fairly unique experience, and you can pick up Omensight on PC and PlayStation 4. Yoku's Island Express sounds odd, and in a way it is. It's a Metroidvania where you play as a dung beetle that is also a postman as you come to this new island to take over from the old postman. And if that's not strange enough already, the main way that you move around this island is with pinball mechanics. But also it's an adventure game and it's really good at delivering both aspects of them. The island is fun to explore, the characters you meet along the way are lovely in their design, and they also have some fairly amusing dialogue, and the pinball sections are quite challenging at times. There's so much scattered around the island to explore that it's just really interesting, and there's not really anything I can think that is properly like it. Maybe stuff like Sonic's Pinball, but even then, like, Yoku's Island Express delivers a completely different experience, and you can pick up Yoku's Island Express on PlayStation 4, PC, Nintendo Switch and Xbox One. Have you ever wondered what happened to your lost socks? Normally you'll just forget about them, and when you do, that's when they join a parallel universe and come to life. At least that's what the case is in Forgotton. It's a beautiful looking platformer with a hand-drawn aesthetic that riffs on anime. You play as the titular Anne as she tries to keep peace in the Forgotten Lands whilst a rebellion begins to rise. It's fully voice acted and one of the most interesting games to come out of Square Enix's indie wing Square Enix Collective. There's just a really interesting world that has been built up there. Although it's a platformer, you do have special abilities, and you'll have to really be switched on to make sure you're using the special abilities in the best possible way. Forgotton Anne is available on PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Death Road to Canada isn't a new name to some of you, no doubt. The game has been out on PC since 2016 after all, but May saw it finally arrive on console, meaning you can now play it on Switch, PlayStation 4 or Xbox One. In Death Road to Canada, you have to fight against a zombie apocalypse and make difficult choices as you try and make your way from the US of A all the way to Canada, which is apparently a safe zone. You control a group of 4 characters as you try and drive across the zombie-riddled land of the free, so it's kind of like a road trip simulator with zombies. There's also 2-player co-op, which is probably the funnest way to play the game, which at times can get pretty amusingly ridiculous. Ridden is a first-person puzzle game that is currently available on PC. Although its trailers may have a slight horror or walking simulator vibe, that isn't really what it is. It's a supernatural adventure where you try to piece together the past to find your sister who has stormed off after an argument on your camping trip. The puzzles offer a nice variety of difficulty, and the story of the game keeps you captivated as well. You can read more about Lake Ridden by heading to the link in the description where our writer Mel Hawthorne reviewed the game. And that's it for our list of games that you might have missed in May, but obviously May had some huge releases and we would love to know what you enjoyed that came out last month, so do let us know down below, and we'd love to know how many of the games in the list that you actually got to play. Make sure to like and subscribe and turn on that notification button. But until next time, I've been Brett from GameByte. You've been wonderful. Goodbye.